What's up? Today we are reacting to the worst truth or dare deaths ever, and the video gets more and more interesting as we get further. So let's begin the video.
Jump if you dare.
Okay?
On May 24th, 2023, just days after graduating high school,
Okay.
18-year-old Cameron Robbins from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was
Oh.
celebrating with several hundred classmates on a trip to the Bahamas. They were
What's this Google Translate symbol right there? No, bro, I don't want to translate anything.
staying at the
Begin.
Atlantis Paradise Island Resort in Nassau. That evening, the group attended a sunset party cruise aboard Blackbeard's Revenge, a
Okay.
pirate-themed party boat.
Okay, so they are in a like this huge boat. So something is gonna happen in this pirate themed
Around
party boat.
9:40 p.m., near the uninhabited Athol Island northeast of Nassau, someone dared Cameron to jump off the boat into the dark ocean. Several
What?
students tried to grab him and stop him. They
Bro,
reached
is he mad or what? Actually, no, it was written.
40 p.m.
Just
near the
see over here.
uninhabited Athol Island northeast of Nassau. Someone dared Cameron to jump off the boat into the
If
dark
you have
ocean.
courage, then jump
Several
into it.
students tried to grab him and stop him.
See, even they were saying that is he mad or what?
They reached for him, attempting to hold him back, but Cameron broke free from their grip. He jumped
No,
into the
bro.
water. Footage captured the aftermath. Cameron
What?
could be seen swimming in the dark waters. Friends threw a
What?
life preserver toward him. People screamed, "Grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy!" They were trying desperately to direct him to the flotation device, but Cameron appeared to swim away from it. Within
What?
seconds, he vanished
He
from view.
drowned.
The boat remained anchored for hours as students searched frantically. The
He
U.S.
died
Coast
right
Guard,
there.
Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and United Cajun Navy searched the waters until about 3 a.m. Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Raymond King called the area really shark-infested. He said,
What? So did the sharks eat him or what?
"The probability of survival decreases significantly, particularly if a person did not have on a life vest, and particularly if a person is perceived to be intoxicated."
Oh
The
my
search covered
god.
325 miles over 2 days. On May 27th, authorities called off the search. Cameron Robbins was officially designated lost at sea. His body
So
was never recovered.
did he die or he might have reached to the shore of an island or
A
something?
memorial service was held at Broadmoor United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge.
Oh, so he
Cameron was
died.
described
He
by his
died.
baseball coach as a fierce competitor and by his family as funny and kind-hearted.
Okay, my god.
Wait, no, we
Oh
should go
my
explore.
god, these
My darkest secret. On May
what?
28th, 2018, in the early hours of the morning, a neighbor looked out her window in Haysham, Lancashire, and saw flames at 94-year-old Mary Gregory's
What? A 94-year-old woman? Mary Riogery.
bungalow.
Did I pronounce it correct? Let me know in the comment section.
Firefighters rushed to the scene and found Mrs. Gregory unconscious in the conservatory, suffering from smoke
Suffocation.
inhalation. She was treated by paramedics and rushed to Royal Lancaster Hospital, but died 4 days later. An investigation by Lancashire Fire and
So did someone give a dare to her to burn her alive in a house or something, bro?
Rescue
What?
Service concluded the most probable cause was a dropped or carelessly discarded cigarette. Mrs. Gregory was a heavy smoker with
Oh
dementia.
my
The
god.
coroner recorded a verdict of accidental death. The case was closed. Then,
Okay.
weeks after the funeral, during a game of truth or dare with two friends, 17-year-old Tiernan Darnton revealed his darkest secret. He told them,
What?
"I have a secret I haven't told anyone. I may have killed someone." His friends didn't believe him.
Huh?
He persuaded them to keep quiet. But in May 2019, during a counseling session, Darnton mentioned a friend who could send me to prison cause of what he knows. He added that he had felt powerful at Mrs. Gregory's funeral because
Okay.
he knew what had happened and everyone else in the room didn't. The counselor ended the session by saying, "I think
So did he give the dare to Mrs. Mary Gregory? What was her name? I
you're
just
trying to tell
forgot
me
it.
you've killed someone." Darnton mouthed, "Yes." Police reopened the case. They discovered drawings of Mrs. Gregory's floor plan with labels like "good hiding place" and "quick exit." Evidence showed he had set the curtains on fire with a lighter,
Okay.
unplugged the phone,
Okay.
disabled a smoke alarm,
Okay.
and placed a table in front of the
Oh my
conservatory
god.
doors to block her escape. Investigators found disturbing searches under 18 murder and "how long do murderers serve in prison?" In
What?
November 2021, Darnton was convicted of murder and sentenced to life with a minimum of 15 years. The bridge
Oh
incident.
my god.
On a summer day in 2024, two teenagers, ages 15 and 16, were
Okay.
part of a group chat where dares were being shared among friends. The conversation turned to jumping off a bridge into Lake Hartwell, South Carolina.
Oh my god, bro. Why do people give these kind of dares to The next person, bro. I
Carolina.
just
The
hate
pressure
this.
mounted through messages. Other teens egged them on. The two decided to go through with it. They drove to the bridge and climbed onto the railing. The drop to the water below was
What?
significant. Without
What? Who
hesitation,
does this,
both
bro? Are
teens
they
jumped.
mad?
They plunged into Lake Hartwell. Friends watching from the shore expected to see them surface. Seconds passed, then minutes. Neither
They
came back up.
they either
Emergency
drowned or
services were
what?
called immediately. Dive
Very
teams
some,
searched the lake. Eventually, both bodies were recovered. Neither teen had made it back to shore.
but
The
they
local
died.
community was devastated. Candlelight vigils were held.
They
Parents
drowned.
gathered, holding candles and photographs of the two teenagers. Flowers and messages were left at the bridge. In the days that followed, parents across the community warned about peer pressure games spreading through social media. The group chat that had
Okay.
contained the dare was examined by authorities. Friends who
Oh
had
my
participated in
god.
encouraging the jump were left traumatized. Counselors were brought into local schools. The deaths sparked conversations about the deadly consequences of online dares. The bridge where the teenagers jumped became
So it was an online dare, bro.
a memorial site. Parents begged other teenagers to think before accepting dangerous dares, no matter how much pressure they felt from their peers. The community mourned two young lives lost to a moment of reckless decision-making.
Oh.
The boiling water incident. On March 22, 2017, in Florida, 8-year-old Kihari Pope was at a
Yeah,
sleepover with her cousin and friends. The
okay.
children decided to play Truth or Dare. The game started innocently enough.
Bro, I'm never gonna play Truth and Dare after this video, bro.
Then, someone dared Kiari to drink boiling water through a straw. The other children thought it would be funny to see if she would actually do
What?
it. Kihari accepted the dare. She put the straw
Did
to
she
her lips
drink
and drank
the
the
entire
scalding
one?
liquid. Immediately, she began screaming in agony. The boiling water burned her mouth, throat, and lungs. She collapsed. The adults rushed her to the hospital. Doctors discovered she had suffered severe internal burns to her throat and respiratory system. Kihari was
Oh,
placed in intensive care.
she
She
died.
underwent multiple surgeries. For months, she lived with severe complications from the burns. Her airway was damaged. She struggled to breathe. The internal injuries were catastrophic. Despite the medical team's efforts, Kiari's condition
She
continued to
died.
deteriorate. The damage to her throat and lungs was too extensive. Eventually, 4 months later, she died from the injuries sustained from drinking the boiling water. The case shocked the nation. Parents were horrified that such a simple dare could result in death. Warning messages spread across social media about the deadly risks of dares among
Oh my
children.
god.
Kihari's family spoke out.
Guys, just stop playing Truth and Dare, bro. Just stop playing this game, bro. I don't like it.
Hoping to prevent
After this video, I'm never gonna play that game, bro.
other children from accepting dangerous dares. Her death became a cautionary tale in schools across the country. The children who had dared her to drink the boiling water were left traumatized by what
Oh
had
my
happened.
god.
Kihari Pope was just 8 years old. The slug incident. On a warm evening in 2010, 19-year-old Sam Ballard was at a
Log
party in
incident.
Sydney, Australia, with his rugby teammates. They were drinking wine in a backyard. The conversation was
Okay.
lighthearted. Then someone spotted a garden slug crawling across the patio. As a joke,
So is someone gonna swallow this slug alive, bro?
one of Sam's
What?
friends dared him to swallow it.
And they are even drinking this thing, so they might be unconscious.
Everyone laughed. It seemed like harmless fun. Sam picked up the slug and
What?
swallowed it whole.
Oh
Everyone
my
cheered. The
god,
party
bro.
continued.
No, bro, please never do that.
Sam went home that night thinking nothing of it. Days passed. Then Sam began feeling strange. He developed severe pain in his legs. Within
Oh
weeks,
my
he could
god.
barely walk. He went to the hospital. Doctors discovered the slug had carried rat lungworm parasites.
Oh
The
my god.
parasites had infected
Parasites.
Sam's brain, causing a severe infection called eosinophilic
What the hell is this word, bro? What the hell is
meningoencephalitis. Sam fell into a coma for 420 days.
what?
When he finally woke up, he was paralyzed from the neck down. The infection had left him a quadriplegic. He couldn't walk, couldn't feed himself, couldn't breathe without assistance. For 8 years,
What?
Sam lived with severe disabilities, requiring around-the-clock care.
So he
His
died
mother
after
became
that.
his full-time caregiver. Sam's friends were devastated by what their dare had caused. In
Nah.
2018, 8 years after swallowing the slug, Sam Ballard died from complications related to
8 years after in 2000.
the
Okay.
infection. He was 28 years old. His death highlighted the hidden dangers that can lurk in seemingly innocent dares. Sam's friends carried the weight of what had happened for the rest of their lives. The fireworks incident. On October 24, 2024, during Diwali celebrations in Bengaluru,
Okay,
India, a
India.
group of friends gathered to celebrate the Festival of Lights. Fireworks were everywhere. The night air was filled with explosions and colorful displays. The men had been drinking, and the atmosphere was festive and reckless.
Oh,
Someone brought out a large box of fireworks and suggested a
oh,
dare. They
oh my
challenged a
God! Is he
32
gonna fly with the fireworks or something,
year
bro?
old man in the group to sit on top of the box while they lit the fuses. Friends laughed and egged him on. The man, emboldened by alcohol and peer pressure, agreed. He climbed onto the box and sat down. His friends lit the
Who
fireworks.
does
For a
this,
moment,
bro?
nothing happened. Then the entire box exploded beneath him. The force of the blast was catastrophic. The man was thrown into the air. The explosives
And he died.
detonated with tremendous power, causing fatal injuries. Friends screamed and rushed to help, but it was too late. Emergency services arrived quickly, but the man died at the scene from his
Oh
injuries.
my God!
Witnesses told police it had been part of a dare. The case received widespread coverage across India. News outlets showed
Oh
footage
my
of the
God!
aftermath,
Oh my God! This plus this, bro. That's
warning others about the
insane.
dangers of combining alcohol, fireworks, and peer pressure. The man's family was left to mourn a senseless death. His friends who had encouraged the
Oh,
dare were left traumatized and guilt-ridden. Authorities used the incident as a warning during future Diwali celebrations. Senior assassin incident. On a day in May 2025,
is that part cut or something?
were left traumatized and guilt-ridden. Authorities used the incident as a warning during future Diwali celebrations. Senior assassin incident. On a day in May 2025, high school seniors in Arlington, Texas,
Senior
were participating
assassin?
in Senior
Oh my
Assassin, a
God!
popular end-of-school tradition. The game involves students chasing each other with water guns, trying to eliminate
How can that? How can somebody die with that
opponents. It's meant to be
water gun,
harmless
bro?
fun, a way for
Yeah.
graduating seniors to bond before heading to college. Players track each other's locations and stage surprise attacks. That afternoon, 17-year-old Isaac Leal was participating in the game with friends. They had spotted their target and began pursuit in a Jeep. The
Oh,
chase intensified. The vehicle accelerated through streets. The adrenaline was high. The teenagers were laughing and yelling, caught up in the excitement of the game. As the pursuit continued, Isaac climbed onto the back of the moving
what?
Jeep. He was trying to get a better position during the chase. Friends later said he was riding on the exterior of the vehicle. Then the
What?
Jeep hit a bump in the road.
Oh my
Isaac lost
God!
his grip and
Speed
fell from the
breaker.
moving vehicle onto the street. His head hit the pavement with devastating force.
If anything hits your head, you are gonna die for
The
sure,
Jeep
bro.
screeched to a halt. Friends jumped out, screaming. Someone called emergency services. Isaac was rushed to the hospital with catastrophic head injuries.
No.
For weeks, he remained in intensive care, clinging to life. Doctors did everything they could. His family kept vigil at his bedside, but the injuries were too severe. In early June 2025, after
No.
weeks in the hospital, Isaac Leal died from his injuries.
Oh my God.
Investigators confirmed the death occurred during the Senior Assassin game. The incident sparked debate about whether such games should be banned. Some schools across Texas immediately prohibited the tradition. If you'd like to see more stories like this,
Okay, this was an insane video. So I'm just gonna like and subscribe to this guy. And I hope you all guys enjoyed this video. If you all enjoyed, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind.